Kids ran out and got ate by the T-Rex. And the guy in the outhouse, he got ate by the T-Rex. It was so cool.
Guys, I want to show you and give you a walk around of one of the most iconic SUVs of all time. The first generation Ford Explorer. I'm here at the launch event of the brand new 6th generation 2020 Ford Explorer near Portland, Oregon. But look at this. One of the most iconic movies of all time. One of the most iconic SUVs of all time, Jurassic Park. This is the first gen First Explorer, which was on sale between 1991 and 1994 for around 4 years. It was first unveiled in 1990, and this first generation of the Explorer was introduced after the Bronco 2. What Ford wanted to do is to compete in a more direct way against Chevrolet Blazer and also the Jeep Cherokee of the time. So they needed a bigger vehicle, a bigger SUV, but still truck-based. It was based on the Ford Ranger platform, as you can see in the front here. This is made to look as a replica of the Jurassic Park vehicle that was used in the movie, except with one major exception. You probably already noticed this if you're a movie buff. Oh my gosh, what is that? Is that a dinosaur? Dinosaur?
No.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, come here.
That's just my shadow. I have a big shadow.
Mr. Truck. Mr. Truck, what do you think about this machine here?
This is cool. This is Jurassic Park Explorer. I remember watching that movie, watching them all on the track. Was this really one off the set, or do you know?
No, it doesn't have the proper roof. You know, in the movie it had a glass, kind of a bubble roof on it. This one doesn't have the bubble roof, but you should look at the ceiling. Underneath the hood, and I cannot open this particular hood here today right now, was a 4-liter V6 with around 155 horsepower. But come around this way. Well, it is a frame-based vehicle. It was a frame-based vehicle with proper 4-wheel drive, and I'll show you some of the controls in a little while. But check this out. I mean, the wheels and tires are pretty rough. I mean, this is a Jurassic Park sort of a replica vehicle, right? But it was meant to go off-road in a big way, had a transfer case, had a 4-wheel drive system, and really a lot of capability. So let's look on the inside. On the inside, this one is very stock. Just stock cloth seats. It's really kind of a time capsule. So let me get in just really quick. Oh yeah. Of course, check this out. The speedometer goes to 85 miles an hour only. So, of course, that's there. Much of the dash was shared with the Ford Ranger. Of course, there were small differences here and there, but I'm comfortable. I'm just over 6'2". I have a lot of headroom, a lot of legroom, and I could probably see myself driving this for, you know, tens of thousands of miles. It's really comfy. In the movie, they had a giant glass, sort of a fishbowl, like a raised roof, because this vehicle was going to be used to look at dinosaurs, right, in the park. And so this one, of course, doesn't have that. But the new 2020 Ford Explorer, of course, has a panoramic sunroof, which could have been really useful on this first gen. But, you know, what are you going to do? A proper replica would take a lot more time and resources to actually do. Check out the back seat. This is kind of a fun way to look at the this first gen Explorer. I don't know if you could see this, but can you see on top? There's basically an image on top of the ceiling here that shows the dinosaur looking through. So it's kind of a fun nod to the movie. I mean, it's basically almost the same space, it feels like, as in the current Explorer. Of course, the current Explorer is much wider, much more luxurious. It's got all the latest features. But as far as legroom is concerned, this is actually really comfy. Of course, this is a 2-row vehicle, not a 3-row. Of course, the new Explorer is much larger overall. But a fun feature here, I love this. if you twist this counterclockwise, you can open this little glass hatch, get your groceries in and out, and many generations of Ford Explorer actually had a feature like this. But then you can of course close the glass, pop it clockwise, and open the entire hatch. And look at this. Giant space here once again. No third row seat here, but really cool space. I don't want to damage anything here. This is kind of a unique vehicle that Ford brought here for the event, alongside about 50 brand new 2020 Ford Explorers of every kind. This one doesn't have a hitch. It is an XLT. You can see it right here, XLT badge. And the current Explorer also has an XLT package, and they have almost triple the power of what this first gen Explorer has, because this one is about 155, and the new Ford Explorer ST has 400 horsepower, so the power levels are going through the roof. Of course, the new crossover SUV has a 10-speed automatic. It's not the case here. Let's go inside again and let's look at the four-wheel drive system and talk about the chassis for the latest Explorer as well. For the longest time, the Ford Explorer was truck-based, frame-based SUV. You had a ladder frame with a body built on top of that, and proper axles, solid axles front and rear, and of course four-wheel drive if you so chose, with proper low-range transfer case for crawling speeds off-road. Of course, things have changed over the last almost 30 years, 3 decades, but the 2020 Ford Explorer actually switched to a rear-wheel drive based platform. The previous gen was front-wheel drive based vehicle based on a car chassis and platform, and they completely changed it around. They made the new Explorer longer wheelbase, gave it intelligent all-wheel drive, which adjusts power from axle to axle to maximize traction. It has up to 7 driving modes now, but no low transfer case, no low range. So the current system has capability off-road, but it's not a pure truck-based SUV. The new one is a crossover, basically, still a unibody chassis without solid axles, independent suspension, front and rear, and just a much more comfortable and precise driving machine on the street, which can do some light off-roading. What it was first in the first gen, it was basically a truck with an SUV body with proper off-road capability as far as crawling and ground clearance, but very imprecise driving style and characteristic on the road. So the things have moved on. The new one, of course, has got much more computing power than they could ever dream of in 1991. So this one still has a tape deck, but it's just really cool to see how far we've progressed from where it first was. Everything is just very nice. It's basically a museum quality machine with a nice center console. Look at this. You got your little tray, your tape deck or tape cassette holder here, coin holder, cup holder. Still a really comfy vehicle. What do you think about this machine here?
This is cool. This is Jurassic Park Explorer. I remember watching that movie, watching them all on the track, and the kids ran out and got ate by the T-Rex. And the guy in the outhouse, he got ate by the T-Rex. It was so cool. But these are awesome. I mean, you know, I had the grandfather to these. I had a Bronco 2, those little tiny Jeep-looking things, real short wheelbase. I like them. All my friends had these. That was such a popular vehicle back
Yeah,
in the
it
early
was.
90s. And I remember I was selling trucks back then. And I sold a ton of these used and new. I sold a lot of Explorer. I had so many different models.
Here's a little challenge for you guys if you love movie trivia. How many differences can you spot between this Explorer and the one that was actually filmed in the movie? And also, number 4, can you spot which vehicle was number 4? And there were 2 vehicles in that famous scene where the T-Rex was showing up. And let us know in the comments below, first of all, how many differences and what was another number on the other Explorer. And guys, go back to tflcar.com for more news, views, and real-world Ford Explorer reviews, as well as all other cars and SUVs as well. And we have more videos of the 2020 Ford Explorer on our TFL Car channel. Check it out.